Welcome to the Last Piece podcast. I'm joined here today by my heroes, my heroines. One Voice is here. Ladies, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you.
us.
We're very happy to be here.
Well, first of all, I just want to acknowledge that Vallejo's in the building.
Woohoo!
Yes.
We don't.
My family majority is from Vallejo, and they're all like my older cousins. They're the one who actually put me on to you guys. It was 99, right? 99, 2000. It was my 8th grade. I was in 8th grade, and it was my birthday party, and they brought out your CD. And I remember that just changed my world from then on, because years after that, from high school and after high school for a little bit with the Cotillions and all that stuff, like that was the album, right? But let's just talk about Vallejo. What was the high school? Were you guys all in the same high school?
Yes.
Bethel? No, which one?
We live very close to Bethel.
Very close.
However, we went to St. Pat's.
St. Pat's, of course. That's the
SPSB.
one. There you go. Which one was the elementary school everyone went to?
The three of us?
But it was a more common one, right? Which one was that?
Well, we all went to St. Catherine's.
St. Catherine's,
Yes.
right? That's on the hill.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes. See, well, Vallejo out here.
Hey.
But
Where did you go, Bethel?
No, I'm the only one
That's
who
not
lived
from
in Daly
Vallejo.
City, and everyone else is in Vallejo. So they all went to Bethel
Gotcha.
and Hogan.
Got it.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's where they went. And yeah, my family, they still live off Tennessee.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where we rehearsed yesterday.
There you go. So are you guys all still in Vallejo?
No,
No.
our families
and no.
are.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm in American Canyon. Our
Okay.
families are in Vallejo.
We're in Oakland.
Okay. What is it about Vallejo, that just produce, stars like you guys, E40? There were so many more that came out. There was some of the guys from the Philharmonic that a cappella
Legacy.
group, Legacy.
Legacy.
Yeah, so definitely Filipinos. We've been out there in Vallejo for a long time, and it was just, was it something in the water? What is it about Vallejo?
We're just, at that time, we were just all friends, or we knew of other people that liked to sing or dance. And I think it was just a magical time when we would all just get together and do all these college shows and events and festivals, and it just kept growing and growing. Like, you'd hear of another group that came out, and we'd all have fun and do the same shows.
So you know how today there's like YouTube and all these other apps? Well, we didn't have that back
Right.
then. So entertainment in that time was all the showcases that were happening around the Bay Area, all of them. Like we would hit up all of those showcases, sing wherever we could, get together with all the groups in the Bay Area, like Kai, Drop and Harm, like everybody. Anytime there was an opportunity for a jam session, we were there.
Right.
Yes.
So
Was that easy to get everyone's phone numbers back then? Because that's what they were, like you said, there was no social media. You couldn't be like, oh yeah, email me at whatever. But like back in the day, you had to rip off a piece of paper, had to have that handy. Was that what it's like to
there
try?
were pagers too.
That's right. There was a pager code.
Pagers. But it's a time where we could actually memorize phone numbers.
Right.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
I probably still
true.
remember some numbers in my head, like from back in the day, but nowadays everybody stores their numbers on cell phones. But it was like a big deal if you could memorize people's numbers,
And during that time, coincidentally, I feel like everyone was doing something in the entertainment industry, whether it was dancing, theater, singing, and we had just happened to be doing it at the same time. So whether it was a dance group, like we grew up with Jedi Mind Tricks when they were called Jedi Mind Tricks. We grew up with B-Side, Mind Over Matter, Funkonometry. So it was just everyone happened to be doing that and were passionate at the same time, and there was so much support. So I think we got lucky because we had all that support back then.
Let's talk about that. I like to call it like a fil-am renaissance, or a second coming, or something about like our generation really just starting to take a hold of or making it our time and making it known for our legacy. And you guys definitely did that in the turn of the millennium, I guess, right? And I see, and you guys are you're back again. We're going to talk about that, but also now I feel like we're kind of back at that with Pilo. Her, all these people. Do you think that? Oh, we already know that Filipinos are dope, but why? I kind of feel like I would think that by now, 2019, we'd be more out there. Or are you guys surprised or not surprised that we're not really, or our representation isn't as big as maybe it could be?
I think Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think it's growing. I mean, I remember being at Gabby Wilson's 16th birthday party.
Right.
She was from Vallejo too.
Yeah.
And then, watching her on, was it the Grammys, where she won that
she won
award?
two
And,
awards. Yeah, two
and my
Grammys.
daughter was just like, you know her, Mom? You've been to her house? And I said, oh my gosh, I can't believe that's her. So I think there are people making a name, and it's going to continue to grow, I believe.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
And think of it as a generational thing too, because when we were growing up, our parents were like, okay, music's not a career, it's your
Right.
backup. Right? Or like,
Right.
Yes.
or no, you have to have a backup. You have to be either an engineer or a medical professional.
nurse.
Right, of course.
and so, it was just kind of, okay, this is just for fun. But I think now, as time has passed, I think that kind of has gone away. Everybody is more accepting. I think we've become more progressive, and people are choosing a lifestyle rather than pursuing a career like our parents wanted us to.
Absolutely.
Right.
Did you want to add, Marie?
No.
No.
Ditto.
All right.
Good answer.
I want to talk. Definitely wanted to talk on the legacy part because I remember back in the day when it wasn't CDs, it was tape, and that's how you would record, right? Like, and I remember. Granted, I did buy the CD, but when I didn't have the money to just yet, I did wait to record your songs when they did come on the radio. But, yeah, right, with the pause and the record and let it go. Did you guys understand the fact how big you were, like from then to know that you were getting radio play, not just here in the Bay Area, but other parts of the country?
I don't think I ever really accepted it. I don't think I ever will. Sometimes, I remember vividly, Monica would say, do you know that people actually like us? And we're signing autographs. Like, doesn't that mean anything? And, we were really young back then. I go, nah, not really. And so I think I don't really realize it until people text me, I just heard you guys on the radio, or I was at a dance club and they were playing your song. It's like, oh crap, I forgot we were on the radio at one point, and it was more regular and we were getting rotations.
Yeah.
So I think for me though, personally, it'll never really sink in that people actually like our music.
I was always starstruck when we were picked up with MCA and doing all the tours in the summertime and, sharing the stage with all these big name artists. And I would still think, what in the heck are we doing here? Sharing the same hotel or limo or, it was just, it almost felt like a dream.
Taking shots with Sean Paul.
That was exactly
or
what I
sharing
was
a
gonna
limo
ask.
with Destiny's Child. We're like,
There you go.
where are we? This is amazing. We would be starstruck,
Right.
for sure. And we just went for the ride, and it's some of the best memories of my life back then. So,
Same.
I don't remember taking shots with Sean Paul.
Maybe because you didn't drink Hennessy.
I probably didn't take any shots back then.
Wait, you're not drinking Hennessy? Are you sure from Vallejo?
I
But
started drinking late in life. So.
There you go. Well, Jocelyn Enriquez was telling me a little bit about that, like, looking back and who she's been on, got to share the stage with. Is that something, like, I want to know from, they knew who you guys, you were all fans of each other, whoever was
We grew
was
up
out
together,
there.
basically.
Yeah.
we used to have jam sessions at her place growing up, and Droppin' Harm, Jocelyn, we would get together just to sing and have fun and drink and party, and we got better at it.
Right? I'm sure.
The drinking or the jamming?
I'm sure everything.
All of
You're all
them.
well-rounded.
Yeah.
And the fact that you guys are all, you're coming out with new music now. Was that like, it almost seemed, it's definitely serendipitous, but was it planned, or was it just kind of like it just came out, it just so happened to be, or did she inspire you guys, vice versa, or whatever?
Me and Joss, we met at the Greek Theater, and I saw that she was doing music again, and it was just, we got to talking, and then it was a very serendipitous moment. We just, by faith, got together again. We always talked and kept in touch here and there, but I think to see her, she's like our ate, and just seeing her out there and doing it again, it gave kind of us the inspiration and the courage. Like, we can have our careers and our families and still make time for our passion, which is, music. And we have such a chemistry together. So, seeing that she was able to do it and continues to do it kind of gives us, like, motivation. And what do you think?
Yeah, no, I mean, I was going to say, even before you had reunited, we were kind of gung-ho about getting back together and doing music, and then our lives just happened and we kind of fell off. And so encountering people like Joss just kind of motivated us to get back into it, as well as our music producer, as well as ourselves. So it was a combination of everything.
Especially Jocelyn lives in Texas, and she had a whole different life. Where I remember she was telling me that she felt she was done. It was a chapter closed. Did you guys feel that too?
I did at one point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at some point. I think that chapter is closed, and I think what we're doing now is definitely a completely new chapter. But we have that foundation to build on, so
Absolutely.
we're happy about that.
Let's talk about that new chapter. You got new music coming out. I know you guys got a show in Sassoon. It's Sassoon City. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. What's different this time around?
Well, first of all, there's 3 of us. And we work really well together. We, again, have that chemistry. We've known each other for years. And I think, we're women now. We know what we want. We know the sound that we want. And when we get together, it's because we want to get together. And it's nice. We're family. And to be able to do something we love together, again, is just, there's nothing like it. We're not only taking off, where we left off, but we're growing.
Right.
Yes,
We're growing.
Yes, we've
Yeah.
grown. So this is a phase where we're still the same, but we've evolved, right? So for us, the era of the girl band phase, that's definitely a closed chapter. Like, you won't see us going back to that. And so we're exploring different ways to, present ourselves on stage, different acts, different, like band members and things, right? So just to change our show up, to be different than what we were, just to show how we've progressed as artists.
I think it's more deliberate and intentional now that we are more adultish and have families, and we have even crazier schedules. When we were, for our first 3 albums, we went along for the ride. Of course, we were present, but we were never really fully on the same page on your 10%. It was like some people were more gung-ho than others. Some were just like, yeah, I'll do it. Sure, why not? It's fun. But now we're like, okay, now we actually really want to do this. Let's figure out our schedules. Like, what do our songs want to be about? Let's do we want choreography? No. So we're kind of simplified our show. We have more say, I think.
Right. I was just gonna say more creative control from
Yeah,
everything,
absolutely.
from the music to, I guess, the logistics.
Yes.
When you think about the people who came up in the YouTube world in that generation, well, granted that you guys were still making music, did you feel that maybe you missed it just by a little bit? You guys could have been bigger than what you were able to accomplish in 2000?
I think that we could have been bigger if that was an actual goal of ours and if we stayed together. Because we technically parted ways in 2005. In between 2005 and now, we would do random performances, even with the other girls. But I feel like if we had decided, no, let's keep going, we would have made it to that era of YouTube and all the social media. But we didn't. We were kind of like, okay, we graduated college.
Yeah.
Let's move on. We're getting engaged. Let's move on. So I feel like if we actually set that goal together, I feel like we would have been bigger.
But, yeah, I do agree. But I also feel like it was meant to be now.
Absolutely.
It was, at that time, it was meant for us to kind of go our separate ways, grow into our skin, and as women and mothers and, careers. Our careers grew, and, now we're ready, and we have all that behind us, and we're even better because, like Marie said, we're all 110% invested, and we have the same goals. So.
And it's not to say that opportunity is closed, right?
Absolutely. Right.
So we're still here.
Yeah.
We can still ride that wave.
Definitely. Let's talk about your families. Are they 100% behind you guys on this? I mean, I know, like you just said, it's a lot like juggling careers and family life, and it's a lot different 19, 20 years ago to where we're at now. And that's, from what I understand, that could be a big X factor.
Yeah.
It can be. And going back to why we're together again to start this next chapter, it just feels like the right time. My kids are a little bit older where they see what's happening, and I think they'd be proud to see that I'm reaching for my goals and that I'm making these decisions, and they're okay and they support it. You know, I couldn't do this, or I couldn't be away from them if they were still toddlers, you know, or,
Right.
you know, it just wasn't the right time. And May's daughter is just about the same age as my kids, so I think we're at the same point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is also going to show that we want to be examples. We want to be role models for
Absolutely.
our children, right? We don't have to choose one lifestyle or another, right? Whatever is in the moment, what feels right now, that's what you should be doing, right? That's who you should be. Like, you don't have to be somebody that you don't feel like works for you. Whatever you want to do, commit to that. Just do it, you know?
Absolutely.
I have no kids, but I'm happy to be a role model for their kids.
Yeah, so she's our kid's favorite auntie monkey.
Yeah. Monkey, because she's crazy.
Speaking of kids, I mean, just growing up, when I was a kid, and even into the earlier of this decade, still going to these cotillions, I still hear your music being played as part of their chip chop, cha-cha mix, and things like that. I always wanted to have an opportunity to ask you guys, what is that? What is that? How do you feel knowing that you guys also sparked something that was also within our community, that the cotillion role, they had to have a chip chop or a cha-cha mix or anything like that? What was that like?
It was fun. It was just,
To say the least. I mean, it brings back so many memories just hearing, you know, those songs. It brings me back to that time of the cotillion era, and I don't know, I just get a warm feeling because music today, although it's great, it's not
different.
comparable. It's
Yeah.
not to those times. When we would do all those gigs with all the Filipino artists and do, you know, get together and just for the hell of it, just get together and sing. Yeah, I still get really good feelings when I reminisce about those times, for sure.
yeah, no, it's fun. Like, I still get, like, tagged in, like, photos and videos. Hey, they're playing your music. Hey, you know, I'm like, oh, that's fun. And then I have a friend, like, she'll, like, always turn on the One Vo1ce CD for her workouts. Like, never fails. Like, I always work out to your guys' first album. I'm like, I don't know why, but have fun. Have a great workout.
I mean, I'm kind of on the same page. It's kind of a trip when I will get a text from someone saying, hey, they're playing your song right now, or they like show like a quick video of them dancing cha-cha to a song at a club. I just laugh. Like, not because I'm embarrassed, but it's such a trip. Like, I can't, I mean, it's still hard to believe that people still play our stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something I look forward to tell you the truth. Like if I'm at a wedding or something, and then they break out into the cha-cha portion of the dance, and I'm like, oh, let's go. Like I still remember my diamond straight and all that.
I know those.
Right?
I know those.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, but yeah, that's definitely. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Those are the highlights of what I look forward to when it's wedding season. But also on the fact that. You know, we're here. It's another festival. Daly City, you guys definitely got a lot of love here in the Bay Area. What has been the response to know that you guys have been making music and you're reaching back to the fans, many fans who are my generation, our generation, maybe even younger, and exposing them to your music, to your new music. What's been the reception been like?
People are very excited and happy, and a lot of their responses are finally, or I'm glad you're still singing. So, and some of my friends too are like, finally, I'm glad you're still doing this. So it's been a warm welcome, and they've embraced our comeback.
Yeah, absolutely. My favorite is, are you guys making CDs?
Are you?
That's my favorite.
Oh, no, just ditto.
Those are usually the best answers.
No, I think it's exciting to know that people are excited to hear us come back and come out again. Like, we just feel like more motivated. You know, yes, people still want to hear from us. People still want to, you know, see us perform. They want to hear us make new music, and it's just even more motivation to just keep going and keep doing it.
Yeah, like when May put a post asking what was your favorite song on the first album. And I'm not a big Facebooker, but when I looked at that and I saw that in 3-4 days, over 9,000 people, you know, made a comment or, you know, liked it, I was like, wow, 9,000 people still care, or still remember us. So it was eye-opening and very humbling. And it just felt good. I was like, wow, let's do this.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Let's make more music. You know, it made me excited.
How about this question? Like, I think cha-cha is synonymous with One Voice. Is that bad?
No.
Okay, I'll take it.
It's okay?
Yeah.
It's something you guys are happy to
Yeah. Well, that's what those remixers are for.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we have cha-cha in one of our routines? No.
We can later.
Nope.
Oh, we can do remix. Dorothy,
Past routines, not our current routines. We don't have one.
is coming back in 2019 something that you saw coming? That maybe not exactly the year, but like maybe 5 years ago. That like we're gonna do this again.
You
I don't know
know,
when, but we're gonna do it again.
I don't plan my life out that way.
Sure.
Just go by my impulses and kind of just see what happens. And that's kind of what it was. It was like, hey guys, let's do this.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was. She
Yeah.
called me up and, you know, kind of gathered the three of us together again. And I was like, all right, if you have that much drive, then I'm all for it. Let's give it a try.
When did that happen? When was the phone call made?
March.
Around March or April.
I think it was March.
Was it March? Yeah.
March, and here we are, October.
Yeah.
Wonder what's gonna happen by next March.
Well,
But
let's
we
just see how my
don't.
impulses
Exactly
go,
what I was
right?
about to say. So far, so good. At least I think so. Is there I through this job, through TFC, and the fact that I'm a reporter, I get to interview some people who are on the come up. YouTube personalities, these new artists. Some of them definitely are from the Bay Area, and they do reference you guys as inspirations and things like that. And
That's awesome.
I guess, what is your type of advice to people who are trying to get into the music industry? I know I was just speaking with Gabe Bondoc, and he was just saying how, like, it is a grind. And, you might have more down days than ups. And there's always, I guess, there's a very poignant thing where he said, like, you're going to reach your breaking point more than once. But what kind of motivation do you guys, or what kind of motivation can you share to these young artists?
I would just say, be true to who you are, and follow what's in your heart, and don't let anybody. The only person that could tell you can't do it is yourself. So if you feel like you can have two careers, or be a mom and do something else that you love, that doesn't involve your kids, you can do it.
Likewise.
Be true to yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest piece of advice, and I think that, like, people don't really understand when you get to that point where you have, like, all these people whispering in your ear and telling you what you should do, how you should look, what kind of image you want to portray, stay on brand, right? And if you're going to be the artist, you have to decide that for yourself. And I think that a lot of people are trying to rely on others, but really, what resounds and what resonates with people is, like, when you see an artist who's authentic. And I think that authenticity needs to, be constant in order to keep going in this industry.
Ditto. Just kidding. First, don't listen to your parents. Just kidding. No, if they've said really good things, but if you believe that this is something that you feel you need to be doing for the rest of your life, and that you can't live without, and that you would be depressed if you weren't doing it, then that means you need to keep doing it.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just want to wrap up with some questions. What about the other girls? They're, like you said, everyone's have their own lives now. Are they supportive, or were they given the chance to come back? What's going on?
Yeah, they absolutely were given the chance, and they're doing really well. We're all still friends, and they're just at a different point in their lives. Their kids are younger, and
We still see them.
Yeah,
Yeah, we still see them.
yeah,
Yeah.
we're very much
We're all
all
homies.
still
We've
friends.
I've known Amy since,
You were 3.
oh gosh, 30, I don't know if I remember, for a long time. She's known her a little bit less, but still a long time. And then Melissa, probably like right before high school. But we've known each other for years.
I mean, we're
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Our parents are friends, and
Of course.
growing up, we went to grade school together. We sang in the church together. So it's something like that never goes away. That
Absolutely.
relationship. So, yeah.
Well, I don't want to take any more time away. It's been an honor speaking with you. I do have one thing. Like I said, I did not steal your music. I did buy that. Buy the album. And it took me a long time at my parents' house this morning.
Oh my gosh.
But I did find
When
it.
the attic.
It was in multiple rooms and under multiple boxes. But if you wouldn't mind
That's
signing
awesome.
for me,
We
please.
definitely signed for you.
I just want to say thank you for for a lot of us Filipino Americans growing up in the 80s and the 90s. At one point it was just Dante Bosco. Right? And then
I think I had hair like his at one point, but it was blue.
but when this album came out, it definitely helped change my world and made me very proud to be Filipino American. And thank you so much.
Thank
you.
One Voice, thank you for
Thank
being on the
you.
podcast.
Glad to be here.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for having us.
Thank you.